We're learning more about Jared Kushner's plans to change the legal immigration system in the United States. According to a new piece from Franco Ordonez for McClatchy, the president's senior advisor and son-in-law, Jared Kushner, has been privately meeting with government officials and business groups to create an immigration plan that would increase the number of employment-based visas for foreign workers. And Franco is back with us to discuss his reporting. Franco, thank you for sticking around. Let's start with this. Why is Kushner the one who's been assigned to handle the reshaping of legal immigration in the U.S., not to mention the quiet tweaking of the Trump administration's immigration policy?
I mean, in many ways, it's because no one else on the team has been able to reach a consensus to get the job done. Jared Kushner is seen in the White House, in the administration, as someone who's kind of unattached to certain ideologies. He's come in before on criminal justice. He was one of the key people on saving, the revised NAFTA deal, the USMCA, as it's now called. He was even called to help out on the shutdown. You could argue that didn't necessarily work the way they wanted, but he is certainly someone who is felt that can come in, kind of listen to all different sides, and instead of kind of picking one, listen close enough to find where is the consensus and get to that point.
And what are the two groups that he's trying to bridge? I mean, of course, we know that the president's base feels one way about immigration, but there is another sort of old school Republican base that wants and needs more workers, correct? Is he trying to bridge the gap between those two forces?
Absolutely. He's trying to bridge the gap from kind of like the corporate Republicans who are looking to help businesses who say they are in desperate need of foreign workers to fill manufacturing jobs, to fill tech hubs, and also to work in the fields. On the other side, you have kind of the base, the Trump base, you could say, who are the immigration hawks who want to curtail immigration, not only illegal immigration, but very much legal immigration, because they believe that those foreign workers are coming in and taking American jobs. Not only that, some of those foreign workers are coming in, taking those jobs, and the Americans are actually having to train them for the jobs that they're going to take. So these are two very polar opposite sides. It's a very tightrope dance that Kushner is trying to lead.
Is that also why these talks are relatively quiet?
It's absolutely why they're quiet. I was talking just yesterday to senior administration officials who were telling me, we're very early on this stage. I don't want anybody to get too excited. I don't want anybody to get too scared. They are in phase 2 of this process of what I was told. Phase 1 was kind of collect the information from all these interest groups, the stakeholders per se. Stage 2 is kind of gather and kind of digest what they have. Stage 3 is bring it to the president. The question is, will they have something? Can they find some type of consensus to bring to the president? And that's to be determined.
And another question is, how will the president feel about it? Because, of course, it's very clear how he feels about illegal immigration. He declared a national emergency to divert funds for his wall along the U.S.-Mexico border, as you know. But his stance on legal immigration is a little less clear. Does it fall in line with his son-in-law's?
It is definitely less clear. It does in some ways. It does. Fall in line with his son-in-law. Certainly, over the last 6 months, we've seen and heard little bits and pieces from the president kind of backing up this. At the State of the Union, we heard that line that many thought was ad-libbed, that president saying, I want the largest number of immigrants to come in, but they have to do so legally. Legally. Excuse me. I can tell you that the base members really freaked out about that comment, and were telling me that they almost had heart palpitations because of that.
And Franco, also the president tweeted just this last month that we want to encourage talented and highly skilled people to pursue career options in the U.S. How was that tweet received? I mean, could the president's current efforts to build a border wall, actually help his son-in-law's chances at successfully, reforming the legal immigration system in the U.S.?
I mean, I think arguably it can. I think one of the strategies that they're having is try to be very tough on illegal immigration and see if they can find and kind of like help out the base, give something to the base there, but also give something to the corporate Republicans, the business side, and say, hey, we're also going to try to give you some more workers that you say that you need. I mean, the reality is Kushner is someone that the president trusts. He's a member of the family, and there's few people that President Trump trusts more than members of the family.
Right. Although the president has never really shown any appetite for alienating his base. I mean, the travel ban and the wall were something that President Trump promised during his campaign. Both, as you know, resonated very well with his base. How might all of this impact the president going into 2020?
It is a massive question. I asked Newt Gingrich, the former House Speaker, that very thing. He's an informal Trump advisor, and he told me very clearly, President Trump is not going to alienate his base. If he feels and if he sees this is something that will hurt his base, he will not move forward with it.
All right. Franco Ordonez, thank you so much for your time.
Thanks for having me.